One winning ticket can change your life forever or destroy it.
I'm taking him to court. It was my ticket.
Why's that?
Because I bought the ticket.
From people who lost everything to those who never even claimed their winnings, these are 17 shocking stories of fortune turning to failure. And how do you even lose millions that fast? Number 17. Janite Lee, the philanthropist who gave too much. In 1993, Janite Lee, a South Korean immigrant working in a wig shop in Missouri, won $18 million and decided to change the world. She donated millions to political causes, universities, and charities, earning praise and even a reading room named after her at Washington University. But generosity has limits. Lavish spending, maxed-out credit cards, and gambling debts drained her fortune. By 2001, Janite had only $700 left and owed $2.5 million. Her kindness had become her downfall, a warning that even good intentions can destroy. Lee's kindness destroyed her, but the next winner's investment would land him behind bars. Number 16. David Lee Edwards, the speed run to bankruptcy. In 2001, 46-year-old David Lee Edwards, a broke welder from West Virginia, won $27 million, and it was the worst thing that ever happened to him. Within 3 months, he'd burned through $3 million on mansions, private jets, and a $2 million RV. The rest vanished even faster. Addicted to the rush, he spiraled into substance abuse and chaos. Within 5 years, the man once flying private was homeless, living in a storage unit with his wife. By 58, he was dead, penniless, and forgotten. His story became a cautionary tale of too much, too fast. At least Edwards was an adult when he won. But what happens when a teenager gets millions? Number 15. Callie Rogers, Britain's youngest victim. In 2003, 16-year-old Callie Rogers from Cumbria, England, became Britain's youngest lottery winner, £1.9 million overnight. What followed was chaos. She blew £500,000 on plastic surgery, £200,000 on designer clothes, and the rest on wild, drug-fueled parties. Fame and fortune turned toxic fast. By her 20s, Callie faced depression, car crashes, and multiple mental health breakdowns. The money that promised freedom became her prison. By 33, she was living on government benefits with barely £2,000 left. Now she warns young winners that money without wisdom destroys. Youth and money proved lethal, but sometimes generosity can be just as deadly. Number 14. Billy Bob Harrell Jr. When kindness becomes a curse. In 1997, 47-year-old Billy Bob Harrell Jr., a Texas Home Depot worker, hit a $31 million jackpot and thought his troubles were over. He quit his job, bought homes for family, donated to churches, and loaned money to anyone who asked. But generosity turned to torment. Strangers hounded him day and night, and friends vanished with his cash. The constant pressure tore his marriage apart and dragged him into deep depression. Just 20 months after winning, Harrell took his own life, leaving a haunting note. "Winning the lottery is the worst thing that ever happened to me." Harrell gave too much away, but the next winner had someone take it all. Number 13. Marva Wilson, the perfect target. In 2008, 61-year-old Marva Wilson, a warm-hearted great-grandmother from Missouri, won $2 million and believed it was her miracle moment. But her kindness drew in a predator. A woman named Freya Pearson befriended her, pretending to help manage her taxes and start a charity in her name. In truth, Pearson drained every account, buying luxury cars and living off Wilson's fortune. By the time authorities caught her, Marva had nothing left, not even her home. Pearson was sentenced to 5 years in prison but Wilson's trust and dreams were gone forever. At least Wilson's thief went to jail, but the next winner's criminal was much closer to home. Number 12. I.B. Roncaioli, murdered for money. In 1991, Ontario gynecologist's wife I.B. Roncaioli won $5 million in the Canadian lottery, but she kept a dark secret. Behind her husband's back, she burned through the winnings on gambling, alcohol, and lavish gifts for another man. Years later, when Dr. Joseph Roncaioli discovered the truth, rage replaced love. In 2003, I.B. was found dead, poisoned with anesthetic drugs her husband had access to. The trial revealed years of deceit and financial ruin. Joseph was convicted of manslaughter, and the lottery dream ended as a twisted tragedy of greed and betrayal. One husband killed for money lost, but another nearly died for money hidden. Number 11. Denise Rossi, the secret that backfired. In 1997, Los Angeles woman Denise Rossi quietly won $1.3 million, but kept it secret from her husband, Thomas. Just 11 days later, she filed for divorce, hoping to keep every penny. For 2 years, her plan worked until Thomas accidentally received a letter about her lottery payments. Furious, he took her to court, exposing her deception. The judge ruled that Denise had committed fraud and ordered her to give all her winnings to her ex-husband, every last dollar. In trying to hide her fortune, she lost everything. Some winners lost money to their spouses, but others managed to destroy themselves. Number 10. Ronnie Music Jr., the worst investment possible. In February 2015, Georgia man Ronnie Music Jr. hit a $3 million jackpot and decided to invest it in the worst way imaginable. Instead of buying property or starting a business, he poured his winnings into a crystal meth trafficking ring. Within months, police busted the operation, seizing cash, weapons, and drugs worth millions. Music's dream life turned into a nightmare. In 2016, he was sentenced to 21 years in federal prison, losing his freedom and every dollar he'd won. The lottery made him rich, but his choices made him infamous. Number 9. Evelyn Adams. Lightning struck twice, destroyed once. Evelyn Adams from New Jersey made history, winning the lottery twice in back-to-back years, 1985 and 1986, for a total of $5.4 million. The odds were astronomical, but her luck ran out fast. Drawn to Atlantic City, she gambled away most of her fortune, believing her winning streak would never end. The rest vanished through reckless spending and bad investments. By 2000, the double millionaire was homeless, living in a trailer. In a 2012 interview, she admitted she had nothing left but regret. Winning once destroys some people, but what happens when you win from your deathbed? Number 8. Urooj Khan, the prize he never collected. In 2012, 46-year-old Chicago businessman Urooj Khan scratched a $1 million ticket and celebrated with joy, vowing to live modestly. But just days after posing with the oversized check, he was dead. Authorities first ruled it a natural death until a family member insisted on further tests. The results revealed cyanide poisoning. Suddenly, the lottery win looked less like luck and more like motive. Khan never collected his prize, and the case remains one of the lottery's darkest mysteries. Wealth won, but never touched. Khan was killed before he could spend a dime, but the next winner lived long enough to wish he hadn't. Number 7. Gerald Muswagon, from rags to riches, to rags to death. In 1998, 34-year-old Gerald Muswagon, a truck driver from Manitoba, bought a $2 ticket and won $10 million. Overnight, he went from struggling laborer to local celebrity. But the fortune fueled destruction. He threw constant parties, bought multiple cars, and gifted TVs to friends. His company failed, his marriage collapsed, and rumors of drugs and alcohol followed him everywhere. Legal troubles piled up, arrests, convictions, and humiliation. By 2005, just 7 years later, Gerald was broke, working for minimum wage, and emotionally shattered. That October, he took his own life at 42, leaving behind 6 children. Muswagon's millions vanished fast, but some managed to lose it even faster. Number 6. William Bud Post, When Family Becomes the Enemy. In 1988, Pennsylvania man William Bud Post won $16.2 million and thought he'd finally escaped poverty. But his windfall became a nightmare. He bought businesses for relatives that quickly failed, and an ex-girlfriend sued him for a third of his winnings and won. Then came the ultimate betrayal. His own brother hired a hitman to kill him for the inheritance. Bud survived, but the money didn't. Bad investments and mounting debt consumed everything. By the end, he lived on $450 a month in disability checks, over $1 million in debt. At least Bud survived his brother's plot, but not every lottery winner lived to tell their story. Number 5. Michael Carroll, Britain's Lotto Lout. At just 19, garbage collector Michael Carroll from Norfolk won £9.7 million in 2002 and turned his quiet life into tabloid chaos. He bought mansions, gold jewelry, and fleets of cars, then hosted wild parties that turned his property into a demolition derby. Drugs, alcohol, and police visits became routine. Within 8 years, the fortune was gone. Carroll ended up back where he started, working as a garbage collector, earning £204 a week. He now calls his win a curse, saying money ruined his life. Carroll partied his millions away, but the next winner didn't waste his money himself. He let a friend do it for him. Number 4. Keith Gough, the friend who stole half. In 2005, British factory worker Keith Gough hit £10.9 million and thought life had finally turned around. He bought luxury cars, horses, and gifts for everyone he loved. But when a smooth-talking financial advisor entered the picture, everything unraveled. The man was a con artist who stole nearly half of Gough's fortune. Heartbroken and humiliated, Keith turned to alcohol. His marriage fell apart, and the money vanished. Just 5 years later, he died at 58, alone, penniless, and betrayed. His fortune didn't buy happiness, it bought his destruction. Gough's advisor was a fraud, but the next winner's business dream became her biggest nightmare. Number 3. Lisa Arcand, the restaurant dream that became a nightmare. In 2004, Massachusetts mom Lisa Arcand won $1 million and vowed to spend it wisely. She bought a home, a new car, and used the rest to chase her dream, opening a restaurant. But dreams don't pay the bills. Within a few short years, business slowed, expenses piled up, and debt crushed her optimism. The restaurant closed, the house went up for sale, and Lisa found herself back waitressing just to survive. Her smart choices left her broke, burdened, and heartbroken. The lottery didn't save her, it sped up her downfall. Arcand tried to play it safe and failed, but our final winner lost it all by giving too much away. Number 2. Sharon Tirabassi, the giver who gave it all. In 2004, Canadian single mother Sharon Tirabassi went from welfare to wealth, winning $10.5 million, and immediately started sharing the joy. She bought houses for friends, cars for family, and threw endless parties. Anyone who asked for help got it. But generosity without limits turned fatal to her finances. Within 8 years, the millions were gone. Sharon was back on welfare, working part-time and riding the bus to work. The only thing she kept were trust funds for her 6 kids. Looking back, she said, "Money makes you happy for about 5 minutes. Then you want more." And that brings us to the brutal truth behind all these stories. Number 1. Jack Whittaker, the biggest win, the hardest fall. When Jack Whittaker hit $314.9 million in 2002, he was already a millionaire. But no amount of money could prepare him for what came next. He flaunted his wealth, carrying duffel bags of cash, because I can. Then came chaos. $545K stolen from his car at a strip club. Casino lawsuits for bounced checks, assault accusations, and multiple DUIs. The fortune became a curse. His granddaughter died at 17 from drugs. His daughter lost her battle with cancer, and his marriage crumbled. In conclusion, these stories prove that sudden wealth without wisdom can be the fastest road to ruin. Before you buy your next ticket, ask yourself, would you really be ready for that kind of money? If you found these stories eye-opening, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because next time, we're revealing the hidden psychology of the lottery.